Dear student, welcome to all of you in my online maths video class. In our last video class, we discussed the theoretical portion of exercise 4.1, that is the induction, deduction, and one example as based on exercise 4.1. In this video, we will discuss the basic concept of mathematical induction. And we try to solve one question related to exercise 4.2 also. Dear student, mathematical induction means from particular to general. Here I also want to give one example from particular to general, which you know, that is, if the first term is A and common difference is D, then first term is equal to A. This can be written as A plus 1 minus 1 into D. Can we write like this way? That is A plus 0 into D. Similarly, A2 is equal to A plus D. And this can be written as A plus 2 minus 1 into D. Okay? Similarly, mention like this way here, 0 into D. A3 is what? A plus 2D. Okay? We know that in a sequence arithmetic progression, the second term is obtained by adding a constant value D to their principal term. The third term will come when we add the fixed value, that is D, to their principal term, that is A2. So if we add A plus the second term is A plus D. If we add D, then it will be A plus 2D. Similarly, the first term is A. If we add a constant value D, then it will be A plus D. Similarly, if we add D to A3, then it will be A plus 3, and we can arrange it like A plus 3 minus 1 into D. Similarly, here also A plus 4 minus 1 into D. Means we can arrange. So similarly, we can make a general from particular. We can make, with the help of particular, we can make a general rule, that is An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay? Get it? In this way, this is the use of arithmetic. This is the use of induction. And example of induction also. From particular, we make a basic rule. Generally, means we make a general rule. If we put here n is equal to 1, it will give this value. A1 is equal to A. If we put A and B, n is equal to 2, then it will be A2 is equal to A plus D. If we put n is equal to 3, it gives A3 is equal to A plus 2D. If we put D is equal to n is equal to 4, then A4 is equal to A plus 4 minus 1D means 3D. In this way, the general rule is also applied for first one, second one, third one, and with the help of first, second, third, fourth term, means with the help of individual, we make a general rule. So this is the example of induction also. It means for induction, this is important that it should be true for 1 also. Okay, this rule should be true for 1 also. This rule should be true for 2 also. Similarly, this rule should be true for m also. A plus m minus 1, m minus 1, m minus d. This rule should be true for m also, and therefore this is also true for this also. We can also make a conclusion that this is also true for n plus 1. Here, A plus n plus 1 minus 1 into D, it will be A plus n D. Okay, so here we know that Now this is the mathematical induction. This is true for 1 also. This is true for 2, 3, 4 also. This is true for m also. And it is true for m n plus 1 also. Hence this general rule is true for each and every condition. Now we can also say this here. If the tiles are piles of tiles, this is the piles of tiles. Means so many tiles are in series like this way, and we push one tile, then 100% the second tile will fall. Each tile which will be in this sequence, the condition of any tile means the condition of falling of any tile is possible only when the previous tile will fall. It means if we push the first side tile, it will fall, but it will force to other tile to fall. Similarly, this will also fall. We can say that when the first tile is pushed in the indicated direction, all the tile will fall. All the tile will fall. But to be absolutely sure that all the tile will fall, it is sufficient to know that the first tile should be fall. Means the first tile will fall, then the second will fall, then the third will fall, and then means all the tile will fall. What is the condition for this? The first condition, the first tile falls. This is the first condition. And what is the second condition? In the event that any tiles falls, its successor necessarily falls. If any tiles fall, then its successor means the next tile will also fall. This is the condition. Okay. Similarly, if we have any statement Pn, then it will be true. The Pn statement will be true if the P1 is true. Okay. If the P1 is true, the first condition. The second condition, let the Pn, the statement Pn is true. The statement Pm is true if n is equal to n. Means any statement will be true if the statement is true for n is equal to 1 also, where n belongs to nezero. Okay. Now we just imagine that the given statement is true for n is equal to m also. Let Pm is true if n is equal to m. Then the third, we have to prove that. In third case, we have to prove that. Pn is true for n is equal to m plus 1 also. Means we should prove that Pm plus 1 is also true. Okay. In the case of mathematical induction, if any statement is true, then we have to show that the given statement is true for n is equal to 1 also. And we just imagine that the given statement is true for n is equal to m also. Then we have to prove that the given statement is also true for n is equal to m plus 1. Example. Here n is equal to a plus n minus 1 into. Okay. Then it is true for 1 also. A plus 1 minus 1 into b means a. This is true for 1 also. This is true for second also. A plus 2 minus 1 into d means a plus 2. Similarly, let an is true for n is equal to m also, that is a is equal to a plus m minus 1 into d. This is also true for n is equal to m. So we have to prove that am plus 1 is what? Am plus 1, a plus m plus 1 minus 1 into. Okay. This is also true for this. Now a plus m plus 1 minus 1 d cancel a plus m. It means in all cases the statement is true. So hence Pn, that is a plus n minus 1 is true for every n belongs to nature. We can prove like this. Okay. Means if any statement will be true, then that statement will be true for n is equal to 1 also. And we should assume the result to be true for n is equal to m also. We have to we should assume for this condition, and we also prove that the result is true for n is equal to m plus 1 also. Means there are 3 possible cases. At that place we have to prove that the given statement is true, and it will we try to understand with the help of example. The first example of exercise 4.2. First example 4.2. The first example of that is example first of exercise first 4.2. Exercise 4.2. Question number first. Question number first is, using the principle of mathematical induction, prove that for all n belongs to natural number is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2n plus 2n is equal to n square plus n square plus n. Now this is the mathematical induction, and we have to prove that this is true for every natural number. Okay, then how we should write it? How we should solve? what should be the process of solving this type of question? Let us start. Let solution, let Pn, let Pn be the statement, let Pn be the statement, let Pn be the statement, that is 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2n is equal to n square plus. Okay? Oh, correct. Now we should find P1. P1 is what? P1 means first term. Means first term, that is 2 is equal to 1 square plus 1. Here 2 is equal to 1 plus 1, that is, means here left hand side is equal to right hand side. Then we can say that P1 is 2. We can say that P1 is 2. After that, let Pm be true. Let Pm be true. Pm be true. Let Pm be true. And if Pm be true, then 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2m is equal to m square plus m. If this is the statement for n, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2n is equal to n square plus n. Let P1 is 2, then we take the first term. P1 means first term. If we take P2, it means 2 for 2 terms. Okay? Let us check for 2. If P2, then 2 term, 2 plus 4 will be 6. And here, it will be 2 square plus 2. Then 2 square will be 4. And plus 2 means 6. Left hand side will be equal to right hand side. Then P2 will also be true. Similarly, we can show that P3 is also true. But we should not mention this much details. We should just show that P1 is true and verify it. Similarly, we assume that Pm be true. So here, if Pm be true, then 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2m up to 2m is equal to m square plus n. Now, what we do? Now we should prove that this is also true for m plus 1. So now for m plus 1. Now for m plus 1, Pm plus 1 is equal to 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2 into, at the place of n, we should write here 2n, means just before this value will be n. Then the next will be 2 into m plus 1. This is the extra. Why? Because here this is Pm and we add one more term, that is m plus 1. So here for Pm plus 1 we add one more term, just like at the place of 1 we put m plus 1. Getting? For Pm this much and for Pm plus 1 this value, this statement like this way, or we can write okay, is equal to m square, but at the place of m what we are putting? M plus 1, then it will be m plus 1 whole square plus m, again at the place of m we write m plus 1, m plus. Okay, so this implies that here we know that up to 2 to 12, this is for this. The value of this is what? M square plus 1. Let this is equation first. Means 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 2m gives m square plus n. So at the place of this, we can write here m square plus n plus, now this value 2 into m plus 1 is equal to m plus 1 whole square plus m plus 1. Okay. I want to prove that here left hand side is equal to right hand side. Now we can minus m square plus n plus 2m plus 2, okay, is equal to or it will be better we take the left hand side here. Left hand side, which is equal to 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus here 2n and plus 2 into m plus 1. Then at the place of this we can write this value, and 2m plus 1 can be written as like this. Okay. Now m square plus n plus 2m, we arrange it equal to arrange m square plus 2n, and these two can be written as 1 plus n plus 1 plus m plus 1, and we can write like this way also. Then it will be equal to m plus 1 whole square plus m plus 1 here, which is equal to right hand side. Right hand side. This implies that Pm plus 1 is true. Pm plus 1 is true. Hence, after that we will write, hence, after that, where I should write hence, Pn is true. Okay, Pn is true. It means there are 3 steps for this type of question. First, we have to show that the given statement is true for n is equal to 1, means P1 is true. In second statement, we just assume that let Pm is equal to true, and in third step we have to show that Pm plus 1 is also true. P1 is true, and in second case we assume that Pm is also true, and in third case we have to show that Pm plus 1 is true. Whatever we are doing, we just show that P1 means the given statement is true for n is equal to 1 also. Here left hand side is equal to right hand side, it means P1 is true. In the second case, we just assume that Pm be true, and according to m, the statement will be changed. At the place of 1 we put m, and then we try to prove that for n is equal to m plus 1. For m plus 1, or we can say for n is equal to m plus 1, the statement will be like this way. The left hand side will be like this way, and right hand side will be like this way. And from left hand side we try to find the right hand side. Okay. Sometime in book, sometime there are minutely difference. Okay, no problem, you can do like this way also, that also correct. So in this way you should take the help of other example question and try to solve some exercise question. And I would like to give the PDF of exercise 4.1 and some questions of exercise 4.2 also. Thank you.